Alright guys, so we are back for another CBC podcast. This week we have multiple Spider-Man topics from the expanding Spider-Verse with a new film that has a writer attached to the Scorpion returning. The Guardians of the Galaxy joining Thor Love and Thunder, rumors of another Marvel villain making his film debut, and the Black Widow trailer. For members, we will be talking about the first two series we are getting in 2021 from Disney Plus and Marvel Studios. And if you're interested for more content, you can join the channel. We offer such content as the Deadpool-Audio Commentary, a brand new video based on the original Resident Evil 2, a review of the infamous 90s Street Fighter live-action film, discussing the Clone Saga and whether it would work in the MCU for Spider-Man, the CBC Movies podcast talking about Uncharted and the future of the Fast and Furious, Let's Plays, more exclusive topics, and so forth. Now, let's get to the show. Whatever the kids are using as slang these days.
So, do you guys then know what the slang spittin' is?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Spitting? There's spitting fire, I assume.
I don't know what that means.
Everything I see is like people being like, oh, this person did this before and now they're spitting. I'm like, what?
Oh.
What?
Oh, I have no idea.
I don't know. I'm too old for this.
I'm like typically, Armin's like a year or two behind. I'm typically like 5 years behind. So, but I've been seeing the memes of it everywhere, and one of them was like talking about like I think Michael Jackson being like spitting because he did something first, and people don't understand he did it first.
I have no context for most of the memes till some kid explains it to me, and I'm like, oh, okay.
I'll look it up.
Okay.
Yeah, sure, kid.
Rush123 Pro says, I couldn't ask this last time, but if you are aware of the new Thor comics, do you think the Devourer Galactus mentions... Hold on. Do you think the Devourer Galactus mentions is an intergalactic parasite? Because from the illustrations and descriptions,
I just actually read about that a little bit, like literally before this show. So I don't know what they're honestly. I don't know. I want to try to get back into it, but
behind, I think.
Yeah, I just saw a headline. I was like, "Cool, what's this news with Galactus?" I was reading a little bit. I didn't get to finish it, but I'm interested in this summer. I want to try to get more into comics again because I've been just picking up random issues here and there, trying to keep up with it, but not consistently. So. Yeah.
And John with 350 bits says he added his questions to the Gmail again under the March 11 post.
Oh, perfect. So I'll check those and I'll do them. I think I saw them briefly, so we'll get to that after.
And I figured out what spitting means, everybody. It's rapping.
Oh,
see, that's what I thought.
But
I wasn't sure.
So now I understand. That makes sense then why it's a Michael Jackson meme. But people are now like...
See, they shouldn't call us the Marvel Bookcast because we're Marvel fanboys. They should call us the Timely Bookcast because we're so behind the times. We're like Timely Comics.
See, I was never like this until this show. Until you people...
No. It's the fact that you're aging. Trust me, you're aging.
I was never behind. I could always keep up. But
no, here's the real question. How old are you?
73.
Not too dissimilar to you.
Yeah.
You guys.
For people wondering, as I state in videos, I'm at least 48, so...
Oh, the reason
why... Put it this way,
this
this is my 5th decade of being alive. I have lived in 5 different decades.
Well,
I'm not that old.
The reason why I ask is because it's like once you hit past 22, then you are always behind the time. So if you were over the age of 22, you're behind the times.
Well, to be real, how much drinking we were doing between the age 20 and 25, yeah. There's some blanks in there. I need to make up those years.
That's why we became behind on the times.
Yeah, that's true. It's like that.
John for 25 says he wants Shay to read some questions if you want. Copy and paste the question to chat that you want Mitch to read. Oh, that's nice, isn't it?
That's how it goes.
I could read things sometimes.
Maybe. We might do it separately this week because, again, there's weird Windows updates and the PC's been giving me a little trouble with recording. So if we don't get some of the questions, Shane and I will just record them when we do some of the rounds of recording for the members. So, yeah, it depends on how it goes. We might have to divide some of the questions. But we'll see. So, yeah.
No, Sandpiper, I think we talked about Lady Loki and Enchantress last week, didn't we?
We did for a little bit.
That's a good question. I don't remember what we talked about.
We did.
Go back to last week's podcast and listen to that.
It was based on the images that were leaked. So we were making our speculations, and then while doing that, I was looking things up and showing Armin, being like, "Look, this is exactly Enchantress, or not Enchantress, Lady Loki."
No.
So.
Oh, this reminds me. Actually, one of the guys in the Facebook group is actually in the chat right now. Wants me, Shane, Tristan to do a Kingdom Hearts 3 spoiler cast.
Screw the game and the ending.
Yes.
And it aggravated me, and it was not worth a 13-year wait. There's my spoiler cast.
Meanwhile,
I said I'd bring it up in Verso. I tried.
Meanwhile, what you can do is go pick up Call of Duty Warzone for free and join me on the battlefield. This morning, I got up an hour early at 6:30 a.m. just to get in 2 rounds before going to the gym.
Christ,
here's I'm going to go back to Kingdom Hearts for like 2 seconds. Mind you, I loved playing the game. The story is what aggravated me. I loved the new engine stuff. I felt like nothing was hard, which sometimes actually is a good thing.
In fairness, Kingdom Hearts is easy in general.
Yeah. It is. I feel like every time I go back though to play 1 and 2, it's hard because I always try to beat fully the Colosseum, which I have never been able to do.
The hardest part of the games is always Sephiroth, apart from 3 because they left him out of that.
I always say I'm having trouble with that.
Kingdom Hearts 1 is really hard because the mechanics of that game are god awful. It's clunky.
I still love it though. I can go back and play Kingdom Hearts 1. I think I do that almost every
That's like me with Resident Evil 2 and 3. I play them like every year and a half, 2 years.
Yeah. It's just a game that will forever be in my heart. And here's why, too. When I was a kid, the very first thing I purchased with my first paycheck was a PlayStation 2. And that was the first game I played because of the fact that my friend allowed me to go to her house and play it, and that's how I got addicted to Kingdom Hearts.
Welcome to the Timely Podcast, where we talk about the ye old days of the PlayStation 2, everybody!
I replayed Kingdom Hearts 1 before 3 came out, and I did a Kingdom Key run, and that was the worst idea I've ever done in my life, because that final boss with that starting key is not fun.
Oh no, I can never beat any of the... I beat the Colosseum until I get to the ice giants and all of the titans. Never can get past them. I attempted once to get past Sephiroth and was like, I'm done. He can literally kill me with one hit a mile away, so I'm on a different planet and he somehow probably killed me. So yeah.
That's why, as I was saying, you should join me on Warzone so we can squad up.
No, every single time you are like, hey, play so it doesn't boot me out, I die 10 times in a span of a minute.
That's okay. Warzone, you get barely 1 kill in 30 minutes because it's a battle royale game.
Somehow everybody would find me and kill me.
You gotta camp the roofs, okay? That's the skill, kids. That's what I've learned already.
Still gonna kill me.
Join me on there. I'll be playing frequently as I really haven't stopped playing that game. At least 10 hours a week. So, join me on Call of Duty. As always, I'm Armin, your podcast host. If you lasted this long, I congratulate you.
I was going to say, have you been recording this?
Yes.
This is just going to all get dumped in there.
I see. I thought this was pre-show stuff.
I'm just going to dump all this in there. It doesn't matter anymore.
No, now everybody gets to realize what pre-show is to us.
Everybody will be like, wow, this week's podcast, it's like over an hour. We must be treated to... Oh, God damn it. So, joined this week by Mitch.
Yeah, you can find me at Mitch692.
And also, Shay is joining us.
Hey guys, you can find me on Instagram at Michelle1602, and I'm going back for members. You guys can watch me play video games. I'm currently getting ready to give everybody Resident Evil 1 for my first time ever playing through, and apparently I chose wrong.
She chose the hardest character and with the hard difficulty. Oh.
Right, when you've done that, you should play every single Kingdom Hearts game.
Oh, God.
No, because I can't play those other ones. I've tried.
All right, we can then do a commentary on the other ones because they are as movies in the collections.
That is true.
Well, I'm gonna first go through all the Resident Evils, so hit me back in 4 years once I've gone through them all.
When Kingdom Hearts 4 is out, or 3.6?
No, I was going to say, 3 point... no, it's not even going to be 3.6. It's going to be like...
It's going to be like...
3 day 522 slash
you forgot to add Final Mix in there or something?
Yeah.
You know?
Or the Final Mix would take 7 years.
Oh... It'll come out right at the tail end of the console, ready for PlayStation 6.
No, 4 will come out in 20 plus years, and it'll be just as much of a disappointment because they forgot the entire 20-year gap.
Well, we'll see. Like the third one, they'll start development when the hot thing is tangled. So if they're starting development right now, by the time that movie comes out, it'll be set in, Onward? And Tom Holland will actually be 48 years old?
No, this is what's going to be really bad. They're going to go so horribly back in time, they're going to do Inside Out.
Jesus.
Which, that would have been such an amazing world to...
I was like, Inside Out would be, really good for 3.
That would have been so awesome. See, look at this. We're making a better 3 than they did.
All right, we're gonna get into the damn show. All right. No more Kingdom Hearts.
Kingdom Hearts 3 was good.
Speaking of things that aren't good, if you want the full context, go listen to the actual podcast. This is an outtake from our... Yeah, it's pretty much all an outtake. Anyway, the next Spider-Man universe gets or Spider-Man universe movie, sorry, because Sony has their own Spider-Man universe, gets a alleged writer. I'm not going to give him full credit. He's a writer. He's not.
It's because it's the rap, isn't it?
Well, no, because Ortiz is not an actual writer. He doesn't know how to write.
I mean, it's fair.
So, okay. Let me get this clarification then. This is a additional Spider-Man universe film, not one of the Marvel touched ones.
No, this is a Sumka movie.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
but
Morbius is as well. So that's the weird thing. Now here's my takeaway on this. There's no way Feige would sit down with Sony to look for the best possible writer, and he agrees on Ortiz, right? Because that guy does not actually write competently.
Yeah, you were telling me some of the films, and I was like, oh.
He wrote the worst Transformers film, which is the second one.
He wrote most of the Transformers movies.
Yep. Here's the thing. He's so bad at writing that they split him and Kurtzman up, and Kurtzman went on to do the Star Trek shows, which still aren't Star Trek, but I don't want to get into a 10-minute rant, but they're at least more competent than what Ortiz was doing with Star Trek. This is the less talented of the two, and he worked on TASM too.
Yeah, once you told me that, I literally had an aneurysm. We were lying down in bed, and you told me that, and I had an aneurysm, and then I woke up the next day.
What? Well, okay, so...
This is literally white... Actually, I can't say white dude fading up, because he's Mexican. This is fading upwards in Hollywood.
It is.
Well, is it though? Because it's a Sony property.
He's failed countless times, and he's still getting work. This is failing.
He's actually getting more high-profile work, getting paid more. That's what's kind of amazing. Now this is rumored.
He wrote something good lately that nobody knows.
Nope. Trust me, I follow him with scrutiny because I hate him. Because of what
just Google Roberto Orci and see what he's done.
I'm doing that,
nothing
actually.
good recently.
Yeah, no. Here's the thing. So this is rumored to be the... What is it? Spider-Woman, I think everybody says?
Some people are saying Spider-Woman, some people are saying it's no.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, so... Okay, here's the thing. I don't mean this as a, please don't let him write this, but I do. He should not write women characters.
He shouldn't write anything.
Yes, but specifically women characters. If you look at some of the writing he did for Star Trek for female characters, it was awful.
So, okay, here's the thing. So, it seems like he's pretty okay then if he's a producer. Because Hawaii Five-0...
Well, the thing is, it's just
Sleepy
kind of an
Hollow.
idea. As a producer, you don't really work on things.
But he was an executive producer of the crappy New Mummy.
But that explains everything as well.
Now you see me too.
Oh, remember, he was in charge of running the Dark Universe.
Yep.
He came up with that idea, and then the Mummy was the end of it.
Yep.
The beginning and the end of it.
Now, here's the thing. If he puts his strongest will to this script, it will still be on par with at least Batman v Superman quality.
Well, here's the thing, though. Remember we loved Sleepy Hollow. He was the creator of Sleepy Hollow, the TV series.
Yes.
So he's competent when it comes to
again,
TV
but
writing.
other people directed and wrote the scripts to those. Yeah. He just oversaw it. He did direct a few,
find a truffle once.
Yeah.
Hawaii Five-0. No, these are ones that he's actually credited as the writer for.
Still partial credits still work, you know.
So
also, that's a lot of TV shows.
Yeah. That's.
Oh, he did Cowboys and Aliens.
Oh.
Oh, he did. He wrote all 3 of the Star Treks. Oh. So.
There is no good out of him.
But I loved The Legend of Zorro. Oh, wait, he did The Island. He did the screenplay to The Island. You love that
movie. It's a Michael Bay movie. How can you not like that movie? It has Ewan McGregor running from clone of... Like, what is it, Guts or something? I don't know what the hell's happening in that movie.
Well, you never know. Like, there's a possibility. What if this is something he actually has passion for?
TASM 2.
I was just going to say, TASM 2, you already know what he's going to do.
I mean, he was the one that rushed the idea of being like, no, how about everything is made by Oscorp when he did those emergency rewrites once they announced the sequels to that movie. Now, granted...
So he thought of Goblinades.
And the Head in the Jar and all that garbage for Norman Osborn. Now, the thing with him is, like, he's not that good at that particular genre, and a lot of times when people blame J.J. Abrams, him and Kurtzman were attached with them, and they were the ones that actually pulled more of the mystery box garbage than J.J. himself. So, like, I don't know. I don't want this movie to happen. Like, even less now. Like,
here's the thing. Like, there's a lot of sunk movies in development. And a lot of them have writers already. Are we going to see all of them? I doubt it. Where's the Madam Web movie? How's that coming along?
Maybe he's doing that, and that's why it's so out of the box.
I mean, remember, they hit every single target with Venom. They're hitting it with Morbius, and this film is the one scheduled for October of next year. Now,
is it?
Yep, that's what I heard. That this is he's writing that film. So
I feel like that film should have already been written then if it's for next year.
No, they got plenty of time.
This is the Sony mentality, though. Like, they can bring it at 11th hour if they need to. I mean, they did it with Venom. So,
I mean, you think that you look at Doctor Strange 2.
That is true.
They're clearly going to have to do script stuff on that.
But they're also more competent.
I mean, they are. Like, you know, I'm trying to look on a brighter side.
You never know. Maybe.
Shay, let me give you Orti's
pitch. He got
pitch.
hit in the head by accident by a flying golf ball on a golf course.
Okay.
And he now has competence and a vision of excellence that is
this
Sony.
Is this a supervillain origin story? Or
yes.
This sounds like he's going to be a villain. I mean,
this is Sony's level of excellence.
In my eyes,
isn't that literally how Electro got his powers and talent? Kind of what it sounds like.
Oh no! In real life, it's mimicking what's happening off film.
He fell into a vat of eels and now he's blue.
Oh god, that is what happened. Mind you, I literally blacked out. I was just sitting here like, how did he get
I'm going to force you to watch that movie and review it for the channel, just so you can retract everything you just said.
Can we all be there at the same time just to laugh?
We just watch her suffering and all that.
Breakdown? No.
I'll live stream it.
You just see years disappear on your face.
You just watch and it's like those soul suckers. I apologize to everybody Harry Potter who loves Harry Potter because I don't.
Dementors.
Thank you. I was gonna call them something else and I was like, I know it's wrong. Yeah, that's what you're gonna see. Is you're literally gonna see my life just being sucked out of me.
So I was thinking of that. What is it? Matt Damon and that time of a movie.
That's exactly what it's like.
Really quickly,
especially because they put Felicia in there for.
Like don't worry, she'll be in this movie because he needs a sexy character.
No.
No, it'll happen.
If Black Cat is in this movie, I am starting a petition, and every single one of you fans, please sign it. Because I need more.
That'll work as good as us trying to stop Morbius.
Petitions don't work.
I know.
So, when I walk up to you and I shove my phone in your face and I say, hey, look who they cast as Felicia, and it's completely wrong, and they're going to change everything about her, we'll come back to this video, and you'll apologize to everybody.
Why will I apologize?
Because you're the one trying to defend him, and he doesn't do good stuff.
I said, what if?
He won't.
I said, what if he got hit by a golf ball in God of Vision?
Hey, Shay, what if a time travel machine existed and we let Zack Snyder enter it, and then he released the Snyder Cut, and it happens to spawn a new religion which gets us to Mars, and we mine Mars, and now we're all living eternal lives? Well, that's the same as him writing top of the script. It won't happen.
I'm saying, what if?
No, it won't happen. It won't happen. So, that's...
You literally made the jump from the Snyder Cut to living on Mars. I don't understand how that works.
Trust me, it works. It works. Well, see, if the Snyder Cut would have come out, it would have brought peace and prosperity to the Earth. Like, and then
would the coronavirus not have been invented?
God damn it! Now the video's gonna get flagged.
Well, is YouTube flagging videos?
Yep. You say the word, it flags the video.
Oh.
Yep. So we'll end that discussion here. Now we're shifting on over into something a little bit more positive and exciting. Black Widow trailer.
Oh my God! So we were at the gym, and Armin almost never takes his headphones off unless I'm bothering him. So he took his headphones off and just stared at me like jaw hit the ground, and I was like, "Oh God, what just happened?" I'm like, "Did we lose Spider-Man again or something?" And he's like, "The Black Widow trailer." I was like, "Wait, what?" He's like, "It is the best thing I've ever seen." That
trailer, man, that put the movie straight up on. Like, that was hype.
Can I get a formal apology? Because I've been the one on here championing that movie since the start.
Well, I'll think about it. I don't know.
I want it right now.
Oh, I gotta pull the Shay. I'm sorry.
I want it right now.
Especially because, like, this was the movie you were the absolute least excited for, and now this is literally, like, your number one movie
I put this, like,
year.
below Morbius when I was coming up with those lists. Before we saw anything for any movie, I was like, I don't want this to exist. But seeing that trailer, the action, the plot, more character beats, the interaction between everybody, it honestly just looks like Winter Soldier, but with Black Widow in the lead role. Oh my God. Yeah, and less Cap, obviously. It looks... I can't say enough good things about it. Like, this was the trailer, I think, that sold me on this whole thing. Like, this was it.
Okay. I watched it, and I was just in absolute awe. Like, everything about it... mind you, after the first trailer, I was really hyped for this movie, but this last one, I kind of feel like I semi-predict what's going to happen.
I say it's a very generic-sounding plot.
Yep.
Well, it sounds very like Tom Cruise. Plot.
Well, here's like what I told Armin. I was like, I have a feeling the parents are going to die, and that's what forces Natasha to go back to the Avengers. And her sister's gonna stay behind. And once her sister finds out that she's dead, that's when she's gonna come in and take the mantle.
Yeah, well, I mean, she's definitely coming back as the new Black Widow. Like, Yelena's definitely coming back.
Yeah. So they got Pew on lockdown.
Yeah, they do. Yes, they do. And, I mean, like Shay says, it's kind of like a predictable plot, but if we look at predictability, like the last Mission Impossible, right? Mm-hmm. That film has like a 96 or something on Rotten Tomatoes. Yep. Mm-hmm. Like, it is a really good action film, so if they can just copy that, which looks like they're doing a good job at copying that type of style of high-stakes, heist, crime, superhero movie, because let's be real, the Mission Impossible movies are superhero movies at this point as well.
Yeah.
Like... It honestly, I think this was the trailer that I saw the most hype about as well, because people just want to see. I think this is the one people needed. I think that's the way I should phrase it. You know,
like, I'm really sad though. Like, I feel this movie needed to have come out prior to Endgame, so that everybody can have a little bit more of an excitement and an emotional attachment to Black Widow before she dies. Because I feel like now, after gonna watch this movie, then gonna go back into watching Endgame and be like, wow, I actually like am mourning her death and not just like, oh, she's dead.
So here's what they do. they're going to be shooting Doctor Strange 2, and if the positivity's good enough and the film makes like $1.3 billion, they're just like, Natasha's back! They won't do that. I'm kidding, people. No, they won't do that. But
there's no chance.
It'd be funny. And that's kind of my feelings with this trailer. I was like, I feel like I'm going to watch this movie and be like, I need more Natasha movies. And they're like, too bad. Like, you ain't getting those. It's like, oh, well, all right.
That's okay. You got Yelena movies.
I'll take those, though.
And then what's also sad is like how long it took for this movie to finally be a thing. Like, this was supposed to happen right after Civil War. And look at us.
This was supposed to happen after Iron Man 2.
Yeah. But Perlmutter wouldn't have his way.
Yeah.
Or he had his way. Kevin Feige couldn't get his way till what we recently learned was he literally was about to quit.
He got his way in the end.
Yeah. It's sad because you can kind of see that, but, you know, I'm still not willing to, like, say this movie be like, oh, it's not going to deliver anything unexpected. It's a Marvel movie. It will deliver something none of us expect. Of course, spoilers, I'll get out there, but there will be that moment where you're like, whoa, I did not see that coming.
Watch this be the movie that brings in Red Hulk.
That's actually... Okay, so I was actually talking to Armin about this. I'm like, what if this is the movie that he starts to transform and it's like an end cut scene or something that he just gets angry and he starts to either transform and then they just cut it off. And that's it.
And also the way to get around the whole, well, why wasn't he red in Endgame is because he has the watch. They're doing that route.
Exactly. Yup. I could see that, honestly. Yeah, it's... I don't know, this trailer, like I said, this is it. Like, I'm really hyped for this movie. I hope that the marketing starts to not reveal more, because I feel like I already kind of, like we said, seen
we've seen that, what? This is like the only real first trailer, but we've seen a couple, but it's all the same scenes.
Yeah, just a little extended in some places.
I've really seen a lot to do with that.
Oh, and we also have to think, like, this isn't just a pointless movie either. They had they're building up still to a new world. Well, is it Yelena? Is it Thunderbolts?
Feige even said in an interview, this movie sets up the pieces for the future of the MCU. It's like, this can't just be a throwaway movie. They've never had one of those in the MCU. Everything moves the ball forward. Like, sure, Captain Marvel, right? Set in the 90s. That movie literally establishes so many elements that are relevant to where the future is going. You're like, if you don't watch that movie, you're like, oh, I guess the Skrulls, the Kree, establishing Korath, Ronin. Like, there's so many pieces that retroactively and future proofs. Like, I think this one's going to do that as well. And I won't be surprised. Taskmaster survives.
Of course he is.
Yeah. I just see him like surviving, and then he's just been in hiatus, being like, I've got to learn better.
He's been studying for 2 decades.
Yep.
He's just like,
He just goes back to his giant TV wall and just stands there watching the MCU again.
Y'all got any more of that Netflix I can study?
I wonder if he gets Pornhub on that thing. That's a big screen.
So I think all around we're all excited, right?
Oh my gosh. Yep. May 1st can't get here soon enough.
Yep. Bring it on. Bring it. So, the Guardians of the Galaxy will be joining Thor in Thor: Love and Thunder. This is good news.
Well, okay. We sat there and we talked about it, and you kind of have to. Even if it's just a smidgen of a time, you have to have them in there because Thor leaves with them.
Right.
So this is one of those where when Endgame came out, we sat here and we're like, oh, how are they going to do Thor? When you got like Thor 4, like, is he going to be the Guardians? It's like, well, of course he's going to be there.
Right.
So why did we question it then when it's like, well, it's kind of obvious that had to have done that.
Shan and I were talking about this. I was like, the logical way I would do it is the opening of Thor: Love and Thunder, right? Would be Thor on a mission with the Guardians. You put in, like, the 2 CG characters. You do Groot and Rocket, because he has a friendship with them, the bond they built throughout an entire film, right? And maybe you add in, like, Mantis or someone, right? And you make them on a special mission separate from the Guardians, and then during that mission, Thor ends up uncovering new details. He's like, guys, I know we were trying to help one another, but this calls me as it's personal to me, because Jane Foster and all that. You guys go continue your mission. That frees up the Guardians to not have to address Thor, and it gives Thor a way out with including a few Guardians characters, so they're still, in another film before their film comes out 2 years after, right? So it's like, it's a simple way.
And this is how
that's not very Taika Waititi, though.
Oh, this is how I said. This is how I said they're going to do it. They're going to be on a mission. We already know that Thor and Star-Lord are butting heads. They're going to be starting, they're going to do something, be like, oh, Thor, how about you go down there and go check that out for me? And it's going to be Star-Lord, be like, fine. It's like, whatever you say, Captain. And then Star-Lord flies away.
Yeah, just ditch
him. Leaves him there. Like, I can see that.
My idea is they don't even leave the atmosphere of Earth.
Really?
We don't see them leave in Endgame.
Oh, that is true. He just kicks them out.
So they dump Thor off straight away. And it's literally the opening 3 minutes of the movie.
You know, I'd be okay with that, honestly. Just pick up the pieces.
No, they just literally start it, and it's basically what I just said. They're still butting heads. Like, no. It's like, sure you are. It's like, get off my ship.
Didn't James Gunn also say...
He tells him he's getting the pod or something for some reason, like the captain's chair's in the pod and he just ejects it.
He just ejects it, yeah. Dude, that would be okay. That would honestly be 100% okay.
Oh, yeah, that would be hilarious as well. And then they just fly off and you go, well, peace out.
Yep.
So,
see you in Guardians 4 or 3.
When he comes back and helps them in the third act or something. I'd be cool with that. I know, I'm excited by this because we just get more crossover characters, right? And that's kind of what it's about. Like, that's the comics as well. So it's like, just give us more of that, which... if Taika's going to be handling these characters, I assume they'll be handled well because the Russo brothers did it well as well. So it's like...
Oh, come on. Like, Taika is freaking a genius. And I want him to go to a con near me, or near us, so that I can be like, you are amazing.
I know.
I love you. Like...
bring
Can't go to a con this year.
Yeah, I know. So, do you think they'll do anything more? Like, they're not crazy enough to be like, let's take a Guardian and stick them through the entire movie, are they? Like,
if anything, would be the CG.
See Rocket and Groot.
Yeah. No.
He gained such a great bond with those two, especially adolescent Groot, who's just like, you know what? I sacrificed part of my arm to create your sword or your axe. Like, I want to be with you.
Personally, with me, I think I would go with Groot as well. So, because Vin Diesel also said we're going to get Alpha Groot, which to me means... I was
just about to say that. Like, I couldn't remember what he said, and I was about to look it up.
To me, that means, Groot's finally going to be this crazy monster, kind of like he sometimes becomes in the comics. That's like ruthless.
What if they do like the original Jack Kirby Groot?
Right. So, what if he just follows Thor and he learns all these fighting things and how to be a big brooding thing, and the next time we see him in Guardians, he's just like, shows up and it's like, dude, that tree's already a murderer now. Like, what happened?
Or what if we go the route of the Thor core from Hickman's Secret Wars in 2015, and you have Thor Groot?
Oh my god!
So he has like the cape made out of leaves and everything.
Let's give him a Viking beard.
Oh my gosh! I'm looking this up right now. I need to see Thor.
This will be the greatest thing ever. We need this to happen. We need this. This is actual things we need. Yeah, that's pretty great.
Hammer and everything.
Like. Yeah. Dude, they should totally do that.
I need this. This needs to happen. Because, guys, you can also put him in an outfit like he was in Guardians.
Yeah. That'd be pretty great.
You could sit there and put him in a little adorable Thor outfit.
You just make like the Thor costume, but out of like foliage.
Exactly. That would be amazing.
He puts little flowers. He goes like, boop, boop.
That's the lightning things or the little circles?
They're little flowers.
They're little flowers.
I mean, he can make light. We've seen it in the first Guardians.
Taika, can you please be listening?
That.
Like, listen to us, Taika.
This would be great. This would be great. Alright, so any closing thoughts on the Guardians joining Thor Love and Thunder?
That would make so many toys.
Oh, it will make so many toys. Trust me.
See, I'm expecting Taika to make the best version of these characters.
Same.
Oh my gosh.
Yep. Sorry, Gunn, but he's peak.
I feel like we're going to see the last Thor movie gave so much growth to him, and then the Avengers Endgame also gave so much more growth to that character that I can't wait to see where we go, because it is a mantle changing. So I want to see where he goes. I want to see where Mighty Thor...
we don't know if that mantle is changing.
I mean, they are going to call her Thor, but they never said what they're going to call him. So
they are going to give her that mantle. There is a reason...
she is a time bomb, that character.
Do you think they just go and start calling him Odin's son?
Yeah.
Hopefully, yeah. That's what I'd do.
No, they should just call him Thunderstruck and bring in the 90s jorts and hair and jacket.
Let's not do that.
No,
let's call Thor Group that. Let's not
Thunderstruck.
have Odin somebody called that. He can be called Thunderstrike.
Well, if mind you, he probably will hit him with some lightning, and he'll say, "I am Groot," and Thor will be like, "You know what? I like
sure.
You are Thunderstruck," and then he goes, "I am Groot."
Thunder Root. There you go.
Thunder Root. Oh, we got this. We figured this out.
So Tony that just reminds me of Tony going Underoos. So now that Thor's gonna go and sit there and do the same thing, he's gonna be like Thunder Groot or Thunder Root.
He'll do a flip and everything. This sounds great. Yep. That's how you make everybody freak out at the end of a trailer. There we go. So yeah, that is our Guardians and Thor. So we're getting more and more details, and then on top of that, we're getting rumors as well as what we can expect in the upcoming Shang-Chi. A fight tournament of sorts, a secondary villain with the main, villain from Creed 2. And now, by the sounds of it, Fin Fang Foom again is being rumored for this film. So
now, did you just pronounce it Fing or Finn?
Finn? Finn?
Good. That's the correct one.
Finn?
It's not Finn.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. You know what I would be really excited about? Sit there and put this all the way back to Iron Man 1. Iron Man 1 had, in like 1, maybe 2 frames, a poster of Fin Fang Boom. And
oh my god, yeah.
Just be like, there you go. And make it so that the dragon is like a tattoo on somebody. And then he could transform into a dragon.
Well, I mean, the thing is, like, yeah, the posters there, they could tie back to that. I definitely would try to bring that in because that's a questionable placement there.
No, I wouldn't. It looks nothing like Fin Fang Foom anyway, so just kind of...
I just don't think they can make him a dragon. I mean, look at Mulan, right?
But he's not a dragon.
He looks like a dragon. He's not,
a shape-shifting alien. Let's not stereotype. He's a shape-shifting alien. And why like move away from that now?
I just don't think they move from it. I think it's the appearance of it. That's the only thing. I think they'll drastically change it if he is that form. Like,
especially because you have to realize, like, China is the huge market, and that's where they're wanting to make sure like this does positively out there.
So just a big kaiju.
That's what, you got to go with that type of look,
yeah. It'll be more of a kaiju giant look than a dragon.
Dragon-ish look.
Well, he looks like a kaiju anyway, he's just a big fat green dude with a dragon head.
Yeah. I just think, they'll have to be careful with the design, which Marvel Studios, they'll definitely do it. Do you think this is maybe one of those, like, I guess to tie to another tournament movie, Mortal Kombat style, where maybe that's like the end boss, or...
Well, there has been that leak for Shang-Chi that keeps cropping up at the tournament. And the more that comes out about Shang-Chi keeps, like, legitimizing that leak.
Oh, totally.
And it's like, if the Mandarin's his dad, the rings come from Fin Fang Foom.
Yep.
They come from his ship. So, you could maybe tie it in that way, like... the winner of each certain thing in the tournament gets a ring, and that's how you bring in Fin Fang Foom.
Yeah.
So, do we know where in time this takes place?
Nope, not really.
Nope.
Okay. So this
I'd imagine it's post-Endgame.
I would have to as well, yeah. Yeah, it doesn't work before it because YC never showed up, and like then they would have to age him up because of all the time. So it has to take place modern day. I wonder, did they tie in the old 10 rings that we've seen through the MCU? Did they kind of explain those as people that were out there seeking other tournament fighters that are worthy, maybe, or something? Like, because you kind of have to address those guys, because we've seen, like, 3 or 4 of them? with rings.
I mean, we saw an entire group in Iron Man 1.
True, yeah.
And I feel like...
Camp.
I wonder if they're going to pull this, though, that those were false rings. They were not the real rings.
Possibly.
Misdirection.
They were like a subgroup to talk about and to spread the fear of the 10 rings. But the actual 10 rings were each of their heads, and then they made a mimic of it. And that's why none of the rings had actual power in Iron Man.
I could see that. Yeah, I mean, it's a good way to
take it. We know in Iron Man the rings didn't have power because they weren't the actual legitimate ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just like placements, like decoys, if you will, or some sort of, I don't know, mob. It felt like they were like a mob organization because like Iron Man 2, you see the dude with the ring right at the beginning as he's handing off the file. You're like, oh, okay. So it seems like they were trying to set them up in a certain way. Then they went back on that. This film will probably explain all of that because Marvel Studios likes to tie up every single loose end available.
Oh, yeah. So then that really makes me feel personally that it's a falsification. Like the rings that we've seen are false leaders of the 10 rings. Or maybe it's like a football team. So like when you win the football, everybody gets a ring for that team, but then there's one, like the trophy.
And that explains why Travis in Iron Man 3 was such a fan of soccer. Because football and trophies. Yes.
I haven't seen the Iron Man films in so long. I'm just sitting there like, yeah.
I'm sitting here face palming. That's what I am doing.
I'm connecting all the dots.
I honestly wouldn't be surprised if they don't even go that much out of their way to make a connection to the old 10 rings.
Yeah,
or
I could
like,
see
just
that.
get like a throwaway scene. It's like, yeah, no, these are different.
I could be like, oh, those decoy little things, kind of like Hela with the Infinity Gauntlet. She's like, that's fake.
Yeah.
Just knocks it over.
Yeah.
Like, all right, that's explained finally. No, I can see
no,
that.
the rings are actually these, and they're like how they're actually supposed to look, not just weird sovereign-looking things.
That would work. So, yeah, anything else on Shang-Chi and tournament and everything?
I'm excited. Being a martial artist, like I love these kinds of films, especially because I feel like it's going to birth a new generation of potential martial art kids.
That too. It always, something does that. Like, in the 90s there was a bunch of things like that. In the 2000s happened a little bit. I think this movie, it's high up on my most anticipated list. Like, it's this and Batman are very closely tied together because they're stuff I'm really excited about. And like, I love tournament fighting movies. Like the only really big action movie of that type of style, like Bloodsport and stuff. I love those Jean-Claude Van Damme movies, like Mortal Kombat. So I'm interested to see that element get brought back and kind of refined for a modern day with a high budget that's not like shoestring like all the 90s movies. It's like I'm super excited to see how they do that, especially with the Marvel Studios flair, where I bet you the fight scenes are going to be outstanding. Like, it's going to be top notch.
Are they going to use the clone power for Shang-Chi?
Oh,
do we kind of slightly ignore the whole, I don't like to use my powers if I use them as a crutch and I've got to train to get better? We can maybe downplay that slightly. But, if he has the power of the clones,
I would
or is
honestly,
that just because he's got one of the rings that can make it like he's got clones?
I would honestly probably meet somewhere in between. He feels like maybe it's a ring and it's something, but then ultimately he doesn't. Sort of like the Captain Marvel thing, but
also the same thing with Thor. Like, Thor thought his power came from Mjolnir, but it actually doesn't. It came within, and that was just able to allow him to harness it in a different way.
And then the post-credit scene is him walking, and Iron Fist is like, I'm Daniel Rand, sworn protector of Kanan. Because he's got to repeat it for 10,000 times for every person he runs into.
He would have the dual.
Why bring in Iron Fist when he doesn't exist in the MCU?
You're both hurting my heart right now.
That'll be the that's the worst missed opportunity because you're doing a fighting tournament, right? If they had Iron Fist, they could literally put him in there, and he's just like, maybe I wasn't ready yet.
They could use a Iron Fist, I imagine.
This is what I feel. Like, they're going to mention
something.
A thing about a guy with a glowing hand.
They'll mention Kunlun, but they're banned from the tournament because they can't really appear in time.
I could see that, yeah. The Kunlun, they can't make it here to the tournament. Why? They're phased out of time for another few years.
Kunlun's destroyed, didn't you hear? Wink, wink.
There you go. There you go. So, yeah, we're all excited by this.
Yeah.
I can't wait. This and Batman, top of my list, like I said. I can't wait to see the first trailer. Like, that's...
No, because it's gonna look completely different.
Exactly.
And this is what I'm excited for. It's going to be high budget, but look low budget. To be able to, like, get that old aesthetic of this grungy tournament. Because, come on, if it's going to be a tournament, is it really going to be super fancy?
It's like an underground secret tournament. Yeah. You can't be like, and now fighting in an arena.
He's a very flamboyant character. He likes to splash the money around.
Maybe his level. Like, you got to realize, you got to get past the grunts, the Groots, and all of that.
When you get to the Heihachi level, that's when we put it on public display.
That's when you get Mandarin with all of his flamboyantness and interior decorating.
So,
I can't wait for that. I need the Mandarin.
Yep. So, there you go, everybody. So, the Scorpion briefly appears in Spider-Man Homecoming. He's last seen with Adrian Toomes, the Vulture, in the prison. And now the actor has been teasing he's probably returning. I mean, no, let's be real. He's returning because they set him up, right? Now, where he's returning, anybody's guess.
I think it's got to be the threequel.
You think?
It's got to be the threequel. There's a reason why I put a threequel in the layout. It's got to be the threequel.
I feel like it has to be a part of Marvel's thing. Imagine this. So they all come out. We have the Vulture, we have Scorpion, we have them coming because of the fact that Spider-Man's been outed as a child. Then they're like, well, was he actually... Did all these crimes happen? Like, they can second guess, and the criminals could potentially get an appeal then, and be like, look, we were brought in by a child who possibly had a grudge against us. Like, I wouldn't let him date my daughter. Like, crap like that.
That's very much an American justice system way to go about it.
Well, hey.
Let's question everything.
So, they could actually get out and form their team to potentially either hunt down Spider-Man or just wreak havoc because they know he can't come and stop us.
I'm still sticking that we're not getting the Sinister Six in the MCU because Sony's still developing that script.
Oh, I'm not saying it's
then
Sinister
it would be
Six.
in the MCU.
It'd be 2.
Well, true, it is in the MCU. Then by way, we got to bring goddamn Ortsy in.
No, you can't spell Sump without MCU. I say he's going to appear next in the threequel. It's going to be in Morbius. No.
That's the thing. I think he will appear in Morbius because if Toomes is out and they're already starting to put together a group of sorts and they want to get there, when Morbius is in that same prison or whatever's happening, I would assume he runs into him and he's like, let's make these connected dots.
It's going to be weird having Morbius on the team because it's kind of like, who are you? I don't care who you are. No.
Yeah.
Why are you here? What's your beef? Like,
I gotta get plasma. Vampire. Blood.
Unless they tell him like Spider-Man's blood could be a cure, but I don't know.
No! Stop bringing us back to TASM 2. Jesus, what is happening here?
Is that part of TASM 2?
Yes! Spidey's blood...
Oh, yeah, it was, wasn't it? Yeah.
Because remember, like, Harry Osborn threw a little, like, 3-year-old hissy fit being like, you just give me your blood! God damn it.
I remember now.
All because of the fact that he was not bitten on accident. He was made to be bitten.
Jesus Christ. So, yeah, I really like the Scorpion actor. Like, the actor that plays him, he's really good. I will still say his best role was playing the villain in Far Cry 3 Voss. He was outstanding as a game villain. Like, he was so good. Let that character just wear a Scorpion suit, and that's it. That's the type of character. Well, here's the thing.
Like, because it's obviously they're taking, like, the more ultimate Scorpion, or the latter half of the Ultimate Universe Scorpion, because there are, like, 2. So... do they just go with, like, the wife beater and the ball and chain?
Yes.
Scorpion? Or do we actually, like, give him the suit?
How about both?
Because I kind of want both.
Let's have Jameson, since everything he does is green, recruit him and give him the Scorpion suit.
Yep.
Like he did in, before. It's like, oh, here, you're the Scorpion now. I made my own. I think that would personally
make
work.
it kind of like how Shocker is, where the only real bit of the suit is the gauntlet.
Exactly. Yep.
And everything else is just a normal jacket. Just go that route.
Because, me personally, I know some people might disagree with this. I don't want the mutated human, lizard style Scorpion. That's disgusting.
I don't think no.
That they shouldn't. The only character that should do that is the lizard.
So they do it correctly.
Yeah, give him a snout for the love of God. But yeah,
maybe depending on how they do it, whether they give him the tail or if it's a claw, just fuse it to his skin.
Exactly.
Go with that route. Make him angrier.
So make him
Argon's got to be an angry.
Can we have him dance? Because apparently he was in a dance movie in the past.
Yes.
Disney does love doing stuff like that. No, obviously they won't in a serious film like this, but
Spider-Man, so serious.
But I am really excited to hear that he's coming back because it gives me more hope that what they were already kind of trying to start in one film is not going to just be like, oh, yeah, we started something and we're never going to get back to it.
Well, see, here's why it was never going to be anything but. What Marvel's doing with Spider-Man is just what Sony wants to do with Spider-Man.
Yeah. Backpedal hard, boys.
So the whole Sin 6 build-up is let's just do what you wanted to do, but our way.
Now, also Sony's ultimate goal, and you could just tell by looking at it. We got the Sinister Six we're building. We'll still try to get out our crappy movie based on it. We got Venom. Anything that gets Venomized sells through the roof. So their ultimate goal is, let's put the Venom symbiote on every single villain we have.
Oh, so they're not going to call it the Sinisters, the Symbiote Six?
No! That hurts my soul!
I actually wouldn't be mad.
It would be the edgiest looking poster in here. Oh, dude, Papa Roach posters would look at that and be like, that's edgy. That's kids, go look up who Papa Roach is. Anyway, no, I'm excited.
That hurts that you have to say to look them up.
Yeah. So yes,
we just dated ourselves.
The Scorpion. We're tying this all the way around to end this show. So the Scorpion is most likely returning. Get hyped? Question mark?
I would be hyped.
Yeah, same.
The question mark comes from where is he
and
coming
how?
back? That's the big question.
He's gonna show up in Morbius.
And Venom.
And Morbius is like, so what do you offer? He's gonna turn slowly to the camera. A sting.
Oh.
And then the camera fades out.
And then
what if the Scorpion suit is a symbiote?
I mean, he has worn the symbiote in the comics.
He was a Venom.
He was a Venom, and I actually really liked his run, so I'd be okay with that.
So then he's going to be in Venom too?
I mean, sure, why not?
Here's how you have the best of both. Instead of a mechanical...
wear a green Hawaiian shirt. There you go, Dan.
There we go. Well, here's my idea, right? In the prison breakout scene, he gets trampled. So, he's so trampled that, we got to give him a suit now. And they're like, well, we have this proto suit that can make a cripple walk again. So they put him in it, and then the symbiote gets on him. So then he has a robotic symbiote suit, and the claws are there because he has scorpions on his neck, because he's got that tattoo. And the Venom symbiote's like, what if we deliver a sting of poison? Ortsy, I'm doing your job for you, Ortsy. Listen to me,
what
Ortsy.
They do is they say a sting of toxin, and then that's how you bring in toxin.
Oh, no!
Can you guys please stop giving them ideas?
This is terrible. This is so good. Sony's taking notes right now. Be like, give this to Ortsy. Make this a thing.
Tell him this is our timeline.
This is. Look at all these events. People thought of them. What's some of the other symbiotes they got? They got
Oh god, there's tons.
There's
Don't
so many.
touch Anti-Venom. One of my
favorite
looking.
I mean, Dude's just a nutty preacher that lasts for a run.
A run, yeah.
Mind you, he's just like my most aesthetically pleasing. I absolutely love the look of Anti-Venom.
He's way cooler looking than Venom, I will say that.
I'll say, the white on black, or black on white is a lot better.
Yeah.
I personally, I've never read anything about him. So I will admit
I say
to that.
he has Spider Island, where he preaches that he's Jesus because he cures everything, and that's it.
He at least looks cool.
He does.
But that's the standard.
He came back for something else. I can't remember.
Wasn't he back in the? No, he was back in the whole attack on Earth where everybody was getting venomized. What the hell was that called? Was that Venomverse? Venomized the Venomverse?
Oh no, they're venomized. You're right. Yeah,
because he had the poisons or whatever the hell they're called.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't. See, it was so memorable. I can't remember it.
Yeah.
Apparently, he was in a What If.
Whatever.
I think he came from a What If.
It says, in What If, Peter Parker became Kraven the Hunter, where Peter killed Kraven and replaced him as a new hunter. Madam Web hired the Anti-Venom, Spider-Woman, and Venom in order to stop Peter.
Whatevs. So, there we go. That's our Scorpion, Anti-Venom, whatever talk. Yeah. Get off before I start yelling at Ortiz. That has brought us to the end of this podcast. Hopefully everybody enjoyed the show.
We had a full show. Thank you, guys.
We had a full show. Definitely a full show. This show's actually lasted longer than a typical podcast, so this is good. You guys got some quality content. That's debatable. But, for everybody that's members, thank you for supporting it. Remember, in case you guys missed it in your feed, Deadpool-Audio Commentary is now out for that tier. Also got some other videos.
Don't listen to it.
No, listen to it. Trust me.
It was not worth it.
I was not there that
There
day.
is a point where literally I think you can hear me and Mitch just bash our heads off the wall and go silent for about 10 minutes. It's pretty great. Yeah. It's pretty great.
That was a hard one to do.
It was... Doing that one made me want to watch Venom, because at least I know Venom is entertaining.
Well, then why didn't we watch Venom then?
Because he wants me to watch it.
No, you said you want to watch it with us. Don't put the blame on me for doing Deadpool 2.
I did say I wanted to watch it, because I watched it recently.
I am not taking a blame for Deadpool 2. I hate that movie. I'm never watching it again. So bad. So that's what you can expect in the audio commentary.
At least Domino was awesome.
Yeah, she was. Yep.
She was the most BA in that.
Yep. And, so we'll catch you all next week. Probably.
Next time. We should say time.
Yeah, assuming there's a good show next week. We'll see you then.